Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us for the September Vault webinar. My name is Amanda, and today we're going to cover the Vault tools you need to get the school year started. As a reminder, this is a general overview, so some of the tools within Vault are not available to all chapters. If something is not available to you, we recommend you reach out to Operations Support or your national headquarters. Our agenda for today is Who is Omega Phi, the chapter menu overview, member status versus billing status, how to add, edit, and remove Vault users, and then some general updates. As always, we welcome questions along the way, so please feel free to ask, but let's keep it general. Any specific questions to your chapter or how your organization uses a tool should be directed to operations support email for your organization. So let's get started. For more than 30 years, Omega Phi has provided technology solutions to help customers manage their finances, streamline their operations, recruit new members, and communicate with their members. Whether it's working with 57 different headquarters or local chapters, house corporations, IFC and Panhellenic councils, and alumni associations across more than 650 campuses, we remain the industry leader when it comes to technology in the fraternity and sorority community. We're based out of Columbus, Georgia. We securely process more than 1.1 million per day for our clients and have securely processed more than 4 billion since 1992. We're also deeply committed to serving, promoting, and advancing the fraternity and sorority experience. We aim to make raving fans with every individual or group we work with by reaching, innovating, and acting with agility. We challenge ourselves to dream big every day and to help others achieve their own dreams. To say we're passionate about what we do is an understatement, and it's this passion that has encouraged our clients to trust us to do the heavy lifting so they can focus on their mission and having fun. The chapter menu in Vault is where you'll go to manage your member roster to ensure member statuses are up to date, and where you can view or update chapter information such as officers, chapter contacts, and more. The member roster displays a complete chapter roster in two separate tables. There are active records as well as other records. Active records is a list of members with a member status of new member and initiate. Other records is a list of members with a member status of alumni or alumnus, disassociated, deceased, other, and suspended. Add new members is where you'll add new members after recruitment. You can add individually, or you can also add en masse via our template. New members added in the last 7 days will also display here to avoid duplicate entry. If your organization has any national specific requirements regarding the entry of new members, you'll see those details listed here as well. Two things happen when members are added. Login instructions will be sent via email with new member requirements to complete, and new member fee is automatically added. If this option is not available to you, you'll add your new members through your national portal. Contact your national headquarters for more details on how to add your new members. Archive member records removes the member from the roster and several reports. However, their transactions details remain on financial reports. Members with the status of alumnus, disassociated, deceased, other, and suspended are eligible to be archived if they have a zero balance. Update member statuses is where you will update member statuses to initiate, alumnus, deceased, etc. en masse. Keeping member statuses up to date is crucial because national dues and fees billed by your headquarters may be based on these statuses. We recommend you update member statuses at the beginning and end of each term. Remember to also update the officer listing when you were leaving. The member initiation reporting, this is where you submit your initiation to your national headquarters for approval. An initiation fee will be auto-added, and members that haven't completed new member requirements will appear in a separate table so they can be sent a reminder to do so. Under the chapter information, this is a place to update chapter-specific data. Under chapter detail, this displays contact, tax, and other information for the chapter. And then under the officer section, this lists both undergraduate, non-undergraduate, and House corporation officers. From here, you can add new officers or edit existing officers. I do want to note that any undergraduate members listed under the undergraduate officers listing are automatically granted access to the Manage Communications menu on Vault. This allows officers to send mass emails as well as give them the ability to add chapter calendar items, polls, announcements, and resource center documents. Remember, you can edit an officer's vault permissions by selecting the gear icon in the top right-hand corner. So now let's take a look at why you need to update member statuses and billing statuses. I showed you how to update member statuses and explained why it is important to update those statuses. So now let's talk about updating your billing roster. To review and update your billing roster, you go to the billing menu, and under the billing group section, you'll click on Update Billing Statuses. Updating billing statuses is also extremely important, and it's different than member statuses. Member statuses reflect the member status with your national organization, which could be new member, initiate, or alumnus. Billing status is whether or not they need to receive new charges, so it's either active or inactive. And the reason you have to update member statuses and billing statuses, and the reason they are not connected, is because there may be occasions when a member is an alumnus but is still being billed, and there are times when a member may be an active member but is not being actively billed. Active billing status means members receive new charges automatically. An inactive billing status means members do not receive new charges automatically. If a member has graduated or depledged and they no longer should receive charges, go and change their billing status to inactive. And if a member has a balance, we will continue to send them statements until that balance is paid, even if they are marked inactive. Now let's talk about how to add, edit, and update Vault users. As I mentioned earlier, the gear icon, this is the administrative tool, and this is where you manage Vault permissions and users. This page will display all current Vault users. To add a new user, you'll click on Add User. You'll select the username, the user reason, and then the applicable permissions that they should have. No access indicates the user should not have access to this section of Vault. View indicates that this user should have the capability to view but make no changes to this section. And Manage indicates that this user should be able to manage and make changes to this section of Vault. Once you have selected your permissions, then you'll click Submit. To edit the permissions for existing Vault users, you'll click on the pencil icon and then edit the user's permissions and then click Submit. To remove a Vault user, you can select the trash can icon under Actions. And again, as I mentioned earlier, any undergraduate member that listed under the undergraduate officers automatically receives communications menu on Vault. So if you need to update that, you could do that from this screen. Give me just one moment and I'm going to switch back to the PowerPoint. So some general reminders. We have a new login process that requires members to reset their password. If you have not already done so, go ahead and email your members to get logged in and do that. If they are having issues with logging in, they can contact login support at omegaphi.com. Members can also go into their My Omega Phi and update their profile information, link their parents to their account, and also remind them if they have autopay set up, they need to make sure their credit card isn't expired. Another item to check is to see when your chapter needs to file taxes. Filing taxes is based off your fiscal year, which can be found in Vault under the chapter menu and chapter detail. The Form 990 tax return is due to the IRS by the 15th day of the 5th month following your chapter's fiscal year end. And as a side note, just because it's submitted on Vault on the 15th doesn't mean it's been submitted to the IRS. Ideally, you should submit the 990 report no later than 2 weeks prior to the return due date. With that being said, these are the dates your Form 990 tax return is due. May 15th for fiscal year ending 12/31, October 15th for fiscal year ending 5/31, November 15th for fiscal year ending 6/30. We are having a Vault tax filing webinar next Thursday, September 22nd, so be sure to keep a lookout for the email to sign up for that. And as a reminder, you can visit our Help Center for articles and previous webinars to help you with any questions you may have. I hope you found this webinar helpful, and it will be available to view on our YouTube channel and in our Get Help Center. Thank you for joining us today, everyone. Have a great afternoon.